you now have the tools to gather evidence. This lesson is about the thinking that turns evidence into a defensible root cause. We'll cover 3 frameworks: 5 whys, fault trees, and differential diagnosis, when each one fits, and how every one of them is really a weapon against your own cognitive biases. The difference between a senior engineer and a merely lucky one is repeatability. A framework forces you to enumerate your hypotheses, test the right one next, and recognize when you've actually reached a cause rather than a convenient stopping point. No single method fits every problem, so your real skill is matching the framework to the shape of the incident in front of you. 5 whys repeatedly asks why to walk from symptom toward cause. It suits problems with a fairly linear chain. The classic failure is stopping at human error: the tech forgot the config. That's a symptom of a systemic gap, not a root cause. Keep asking why. Why did the system let them forget? Why did nothing catch it? The useful root cause is the systemic gap that let the error happen and go undetected, never the person. When several conditions can each contribute, a linear chain is the wrong model. A fault tree decomposes the top-level failure into contributing conditions joined by and/or logic. Now you can enumerate and eliminate combinations rather than chase a single thread. You rule out branches with evidence until only a supported path remains. Fault trees really shine for intermittent issues where several conditions all have to be true at once. Differential diagnosis is borrowed from medicine. You list every plausible cause, rank them by the evidence you have so far, then choose the test whose result best discriminates between the top contenders, the one that tells you the most. After each test, you re-rank. This is the disciplined version of the cheapest test that kills the most hypotheses instinct from lesson 1. It keeps your testing efficient and honest. Here's a truth that catches people out: many real incidents have no single root cause. The Swiss cheese model says several latent weaknesses had to align: a bad config, and a missing monitor, and a slow response, all at once. The contributing factors approach captures all of them, so your fixes land at multiple layers instead of scapegoating one. A useful warning sign: if you only ever find a single cause, you're probably stopping too early. Every one of these frameworks exists partly to defeat cognitive bias. Confirmation bias makes you overweight evidence for your favorite theory, counter it by stating up front what evidence would disprove your leading hypothesis, then actively going to look for it. Anchoring locks you to the first explanation you heard. Recency bias makes the last incident feel like this one. Naming the bias out loud is the first step to neutralizing it. Recap. Use 5 whys for linear chains, but push past human error to the systemic gap. Use fault trees when conditions combine. Use differential diagnosis to rank hypotheses and pick the most discriminating test. Remember that many incidents have multiple contributing factors, and that every framework is a guard against bias. Your task: take one earlier investigation, run a written 5 whys past any human error stop, remodel it as a fault tree with and/or nodes, rank a differential diagnosis, and for your top hypothesis write the evidence that would disprove it. Finally, the RCA report.